I'm just sitting on the railroad track waiting for a train right now. Hey, good afternoon everybody. What is going on today? Scooter Scott back at you here. Gonna take a little ride around the inner city here and talk about something that I find very useful when I get out here and ride every time. And that is, as the title suggests, the road is a great listener. And it sure is. So today we're gonna reflect a little bit as we ride around the city. It's a small city. I've been here before. It's called Hamilton, and this is in Ohio. But it's a small little quaint city. And this is the perfect example of getting out here on the road and just talking. I mean, I have this channel that I sit here and pretty much talk to myself a lot, as you know. But the listeners seem to enjoy it. So thank you for that. But yeah, if you're new to my channel, welcome. And this thing is a Honda ADV 150, as you can tell from a lot of my other videos. And this is just a beautiful day here to ride around the little city. Today is rare because today is, no kidding you, I think it's like 70 degrees, believe it or not. And this is what, November 15th, I believe, 14th or 15th. I think my time and date is off on my Speedo here, I'm not sure. But anyway, the road is a great listener because it lets us get out here and it lets us think, right? And there's no judgment to the road. It just has to listen. You don't get any, the only feedback you get is the rumble of the engine and the sights and sounds and things of that nature. But yeah, it's what I like to do. I like to just get out here and ride, and I think most people that own a motorbike can contest to that. Pretty much the same deal. So the road also, what I call, absorbs my rants. And what does that mean? Well, you know, I can get out here and rant about stuff, whatever's on my mind, and the road just simply absorbs it. Isn't that cool? But yeah, I don't rant a lot. Sometimes I'll get off on a little tangent about things in here, but things in here and there. But yeah, it's nice to get out here and rant. I don't know if any of you, maybe that you don't have a motovlog channel, but you still get out here and talk to yourself within your helmet. You're not necessarily recording it, but let me know in the comments if you do that. Because nobody can see you, nobody can hear you, so you're under your helmet, hopefully. Even if you're not wearing a helmet, nobody's going to hear you ramble on. So I'm just curious. I don't know if it's just me or what. But how many of you actually talk to yourself? I know it sounds silly. And I do it because I have the channel, so I'm narrating to you, to the viewers, right? But even if I didn't have the channel, I find myself, like if I'm driving a vehicle or whatever, you know, I find myself talking to myself sometimes. Isn't that strange? Like in the car. So I don't know what that's all about, and I don't know who's listening, but hey, it happens. But getting back to the talking and the no judgment thing, you can get out here and just think. You don't have to talk out loud, right? But you can get out here and just think, and there's no judgment. The only judgment you get is from yourself. This is the Great Miami River. There's a bike track down there, like got some inline skates, and this path, this trail, goes all the way down the Great Miami River down in the Fairfield, and I think it's connected now even up north to like almost the Dayton area, I believe. I could be wrong, but I've ridden this before. I have a video, if anyone interested. I have a video where I rode my Trek bicycle along this river path all the way down. It's like, I don't know how many miles it was, but that was pretty cool. So another thing that the road has is endless patience. Not like other human beings when you're talking to them, right? Everybody has a very short attention span nowadays. It's just the way our society is, with social media and smartphones and quick videos. The road is just endless patience. These are beautiful little apartments here. These are, it's called Markham Park right here. And these are the Markham apartments. And most of them have the balconies, you can see. But I would not mind living here whatsoever. I think that would be cool. No cutting grass, right? Another thing that riding does is it clears the chaos in my head. You know, after a long day of work, whatever, after just everyday life, you start to build up a lot of chaos in your mind. And it helps clear the chaos when I'm out here riding. It just makes me forget about everything for even if I ride for a half hour. It really helps doing the trick that way. And the road, in some way, shape, or form, it does hold secrets. Because there's not everything that I elaborate on, right, when I'm out here riding. Everybody has to have secrets. And they're personal and private. And really, they don't matter to a lot of people because everybody's kind of into themselves. So it doesn't matter if you have little secrets that you don't really tell anybody, because whether they're embarrassing or whatnot. So the road holds the secrets. And that's another thing that makes it enjoyable to get out here and ride. You don't have to worry what you tell the road. It can be a secret between you and the road, right? There's some police action going on down there. Not sure what that's about. We shall go look. There's a cool dude revving his motorbike. Another thing, being on the road. Oh, here's a truck bike up here. A trike, I should say. Or is that a Harley? Yeah, it's a Harley three-wheeler. Got his music going. That's pretty slick looking though. Let's see what the police action's all about here. Yeah. Maybe just a traffic stop. It's got things pretty backed up though. I can hear, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but the guy's blaring his music behind me on that trike. Not sure how good the noise canceling is in my helmet, but we'll find out, I guess, when I start editing the film. Oh my goodness. Great Miami River again. Now we are heading into the west side of Hamilton, across the river, which is the west side. And this is really being transformed. I had a comment a while back about the development here in Hamilton and it's taken away all the housing, and it's really not taking away so much of the housing, it's just transforming the inner city here. And you're getting like new restaurants, you're getting cool little boutiques and shops that's just kind of modern, and restaurants. There's a lot of nice restaurants that's opening up. So it's really transforming, in my opinion, in a good way. It's not really, now back in the day, yes, when you had factories around here, I think the gentleman's trying to get across, it took away a lot of the employment with factories and stuff. But you know what, guys? That happens across America everywhere. It really does. It's just we're not in the industrial age anymore as a country. That all that stuff's going away, you know. And blame that on our legislation and our government for farming that stuff overseas. I mean, it's not our fault. Getting back to the little Hamilton town here, it's nice, you know. It's getting cleaned up. It's getting rid of some of these old buildings that were just abandoned, and starting to bring in some new stuff, which is cool. Look at this little cart thing here. That's cool. Hey, 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 hey! Nobody's even paying attention to me. I think I'm gonna go this way, actually. Get this green arrow here. But see, all your housing and stuff, that's over kind of on this side. Out, just a little ways from the little city there. But this is still all here, and they're starting to revamp some of these homes as well. But getting back to the road, there's a guy up there painting his windows on his roof. Getting back to the road listens forever. Right? Unlike human beings. And I know you have those people in your life where you're sitting there talking and talking, and they're not listening to a word you're saying. Well, the road listens. It doesn't have a choice. So it listens forever. Kind of another corny example about the road, but it feels your speed. You just go with it. It's not like you're on a treadmill where you got to keep up with it. Does that make sense? It kind of just, I always look at it as the road goes with my speed, and it doesn't question it, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm a very deep, like, philosophy. I like that kind of stuff. So it's like stuff when I get out here and ride, I just think about it. It's like weird. So I don't know how to explain it sometimes. The road just knows your speed, and it doesn't have a choice. It goes with it, if that makes sense. I don't know. Just the way I think sometimes. And it also, I guess you could say, it shares in your silence. The road shares your silence. And all you have is the wind, the traffic, nature, things like that. This is the arches here. I did a video on that. If you haven't seen it, I have a video on the arches here, which have been here forever, and they're pretty cool. They withstood the flood, the flood back that happened, that wiped out. I mean, that bridge going across to connect the different sides of Hamilton, the west and the east side, that bridge that I went across earlier has been wiped out on several occasions over the centuries. But these are the arches, and these actually withstood the flood back in the day on several occasions. And people just now park under them. There's a lot of little homes around here. I think they're pretty cool. And to me, I think the road reflects growth. For me, anyway. Every time I get out here and ride, it just seems like you evolve a little bit more. I know it's kind of corny to say, but it's true to me. I mean, I learn a lot being out here on the road. Look, geese. I don't like geese. I love geese, but they're very ornery and they'll attack you. And that's not a funny sight when you see a goose attacking somebody. So I try to avoid them. I give them space. So yeah, I just get out here and I kind of grow, I guess you could call it spiritually. I grow in wisdom and kind of like evolve when I'm out here riding. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, it really reflects on the growth that I have. And I'm sorry I'm being so philosophical here when I'm riding, but when I get out here and ride, you know, I think about that stuff. That's the courthouse right there. The top of that, I think a long time ago something happened to it, or it caught fire or something, so that's actually rebuilt, the very top of it. Why do you guys like to ride? What secrets, what things do you tell the road? I'm real curious if you guys actually, you don't have to be embarrassed to talk about it, but I'm just wondering if you guys get out there and ramble under your helmet or even without a helmet, and you just sit there and ramble to yourself. I think it's normal for people to do that. I think either that or I'm very abnormal, because I've done it kind of all my life, where you just kind of talk to yourself, you know. And if it's not normal, hey, so be it. We're all a little crazy, right? But yeah, I like to get out here and and it helps. I have an excuse to do it because I can sit here and record my video and narrate. But I have ridden, believe it or not, like back in the day, gosh, even when I was a teenager and I had my little Tomos moped, I'd get out there and I would just sit there and talk. And I don't know why or who was I even talking to? It's hard to say. Kind of weird, but that's just me. So yeah, if you're new to my channel, I do a little bit of everything. I ride, I ramble, I review other bikes. I'm just sitting on the railroad track waiting for a train right now. Psych. Yeah, I talk about gear. I do all kind of things. And it's a scooter, but it's also a 150cc motorbike, this bike I ride. It's a scooter because it's automatic, see? And I tell you what, man, I just have so much fun on this little thing, just getting out here and doing this. I don't bother anybody. It's not loud, it's not heavy. I talk about this like almost every video. So yeah, if you like this kind of content, get to see the visuals when I ride and talk about stuff, go ahead and subscribe. Why not? I get subscribers now every day, pretty much. At least every day I get at least one new subscriber. There hasn't been a day where I don't think, in a long time, so that's really cool. I appreciate everyone who does hit that subscribe button, but it's not really about subscribers, I've learned. It's about, do people enjoy the videos? And I try to make them as engaging and entertaining as I can, and the visuals do help. And I know just sitting behind a computer and rambling, like in the winter time, that's hard for people to sit through. I get that. So I had to get out here and ride today because it's just a beautiful 70-degree day, and yeah, it's awesome. I think I'm gonna go Jocko's. I keep forgetting there is a White Castle here. I love White Castle. So we're now actually going east out of Hamilton, and this is kind of where I live, on the east side of Hamilton. Yeah, but I don't have any trouble keeping up with traffic. This is 50 miles an hour. I'm going 50 miles an hour. And like I said in a lot of videos, I can get this up to like past 65. I don't like to go that fast though, so, but it can do it. See this cam, I could see the vehicle behind me. You know, I can just at a glance kind of know what's going on with the mirrors. And a lot of people comment on this thing like, what is this? Where'd you get that? I got that 180 thing off Amazon. By the way, if you ever see anything on this bike that, like, where'd you get that? Just look there's a link below where I actually compiled everything and kept it in one list on like what I call my Amazon shop, or whatever you call it. And the mirrors are down there below. I think these mirrors are pretty slick. Man, how dusty. But they're a lot cooler looking than the big gaudy stock mirrors that I had on there. But this 180 thing is, I don't know, it just helps catch something, you know, in your blind spot. If you see movement, you can see as the cars are going by, you know, you can catch movement there sometimes. But I really like this dash cam, this CarPlay thing. That's really slick because I always leave it with the camera view in the rear. I have one in the front and the rear, and they're always recording stuff. It's like a loop that it records, so in case something happens, it's on a SD card, which is pretty nice. So yeah, over the years I got the gadgets on this thing, and it's all I need really for now, till something new comes up. Well, everyone, hopefully you got out there, enjoyed the weekend. Don't know what part of, see, I got people from all over the world that tune into my channel, so when the weather's nice here, it may be completely opposite where you are. Makes sense, but at least if you're in the Midwest, it's a nice, beautiful, sunny 70-degree day. And man, I'll take that any day for November, right?